Well, I guess it'd be about time to get this warmed up and going. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, now, how be this get to working again?
Press the button.
Which
no,
button?
No, not that one.
Not this
the
button.
left.
That one.
No, your other left.
This other one.
Oh,
Which one are you talking about?
I meant the right. No,
What
but
are
not
you-
that big red one.
The-
The
this
other
way.
red button.
Not-
Just not the big, happy, shiny one.
You mean the one I just pushed?
Yeah, for crying out
Oh,
loud. You don't
righty.
know what you're doing.
I
For
know
the
perfectly
love
well
of-
what I'm doing.
Not that button. Oh,
I-
for crying out loud. You just sit here on your patootie. You play
Well,
with your buttons. I go make coffee.
You do that, but don't slam the door. Well, we've done it again. We survived another week, and this one has been a strange one. With no Molly around, it's been a bit... Well, it's mainly been a lot of babushka, and that should tell ye a lot about how the week went. Well, dear sweet Molly got back in, and she hasn't told me some of her adventures. She's just said she had a great time at camp. And I don't know if anybody else did, but she sure definitely, for all fortuities, did. That is a great thing. Love to see the smile on my little girl's face. And last night, we went and saw, well, they called it fireworks. Maybe it were fireworks. Maybe it were somebody's ammo depot going up in smokes. But either way, we went and we saw something that there. And we also ran into a troop of Boy Scouts, and there a storm came in, and it blew this way and it blew that way, and they weren't quite as prepared as they should have been. Oh, the old captain, he was prepared. I always prepare for good and bad weather, and I made sure that we were ready. And we saw the storm coming in. People were warning us. I said, fear not, I've already battened down me hatches, and I were not afraid. But the poor Boy Scouts were almost blown away. I threw them a life rope and pulled them back in. And, well, I just looked at them and said, "Hi, is it be for the life for Boy Scouts? You're supposed to be prepared. Didn't you know that? It's the old motto." And they looked at me like I be crazy. Or they were just wondering why there was a pirate in the middle of nowhere throwing them a life rope. Either way, I got me thinking, it's time for some Tom Lehrer. Be prepared, because there's not enough people out there properly prepared. Don't be forgetting, one of you can be prepared is by calling 323-HEAVE-HO. That's 323-432-8346. Get them law requests in so we can be prepared for the witching hour. Here it be, Tom Lehrer's. Oh, and don't be forgetting, welcome back, me matey. Welcome back. It's great to be seeing ye, and I hope you're ready for all kinds of adventures coming up.
You know, of all the songs I've ever sung, that is the one I've had the most requests not to. I have time for one more here. This one is a little song dedicated to the Boy Scouts of America. We seem to have a convention here tonight. The Boy Scouts of America, those noble little bastions of democracy, and the American Legion of Tomorrow, their motto is, I would like to state at this time that I am not now and have never been a member of the Boy Scouts of America. Their motto is, as you know, be prepared, and that is the name of the song. Be prepared, that's the Boy Scouts marching song. Be prepared, as through life you march along. Be prepared to hold your liquor pretty well. Don't write naughty words on walls if you can't spell. Be prepared to you hide that pack of cigarettes. Don't make book if you cannot cover bets. Keep those reefers hidden where you're sure that they will not be found. And be careful not to smoke them when the scoutmaster's around, for he only will insist that they be shared. Be prepared. Be prepared. That's the Boy Scout's solemn creed. Be prepared. And be clean in word and deed. Don't solicit for your sister, that's not nice, unless you get a good percentage of her price. Be prepared. And be careful not to do your good deeds when there's no one watching you. If you're looking for adventure of a new and different kind, and you come across a Girl Scout who is similarly inclined, don't be nervous, don't be flustered, don't be scared. Be prepared.
Don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. My roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Oh yes, my roof's got a hole in it and I might drown.
There was a crooked man and he had a crooked smile. Had a crooked sixpence and he walked a crooked mile. Had a crooked cat and he had a crooked mouse. They all lived together in a crooked little house.
Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. My roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Oh yes, my roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Well, this crooked little man and his crooked little smile took his crooked sixpence and he walked a crooked mile. Bought some crooked nails and a crooked little bat. Tried to fix his roof with a rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. My roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Oh yes, my roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Now this crooked little man and his crooked cat and mouse, they all live together in a crooked little house. Has a crooked door with a crooked little latch. Has a crooked roof with a crooked little patch. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. My roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Oh yes, my roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. My roof's got a hole in it. My roof's got a hole in it. My roof's got a hole in it and I might drown.
That here be the Serendipity Singers with A Crooked Little Man, or Don't Let the Rain Come Down on Me. That be the official title. Sometimes it's more interesting to go with the unofficial titles, and somehow we all seem to know them all the better. But with that, let us go straight into Tim Cavanaugh's 99 Dead Baboons.
Have a lot of you heard the new song by Nena, 99 Red Balloons? I heard the German version of that song first, and I really liked it. But then I heard the English version, and I was really surprised to find that what she's singing in English and what she's singing in German are not even close. I ended up buying the record, and I listened very closely to the German version, and I've come up with a new English translation that I think is really much more accurate, much closer. I have to admit there are a couple of lines in this new English version that I'm not real sure about, but I think it's a much more accurate version. Now this is the new version, 99 Red Balloons. Hello, Bobby, my old friend. It's good to see you once again. How's your mother? How's your aunt? How's your father's skin diving suit? One of the lines I'm not real sure about. It goes something like this. I've got something you should see. Back at my place, come with me. I've got some brand new furnishings, plus 99 dead baboons. 99 dead baboons sitting in my living room. Not too functional, it seems, but quite a conversation piece. This one's Jake, that one's Dinah. There's Big Ned in my recliner. No, it's not a lazy boy. Can't you see it's a dead baboon? Dead baboons, everybody! Dead baboons. Dead baboons. Dead baboons. How they got here, I'm not sure. Woke up one day, there they were. Luckily, I've got a lease allowing pets if they're deceased. I'm just thankful they're not apes, 'cause apes would clash with the drapes. No more napkins at my parties. Wipe your hands on a dead baboon. Dead baboons. Everybody. Dead baboons. Dead baboons. Dead baboons. Dead baboons are lots of fun. Playing water balloons, I've always won. You can keep your dead giraffes and swine. I'll take dead baboons every time. There's just one problem I have found. It's finding Purina dead baboon chow. But what a happy snorkeling device. The other line I'm not real sure about, but something like that. With 99 dead baboons. Everybody, dead baboons. Everybody, dead baboons. Dead baboons. Dead baboons.
At night, I smoke 2 joints in the afternoon. It makes me feel alright. I smoke 2 joints in time of peace and 2 in time of war. I smoke 2 joints before I smoke 2 joints, and then I smoke 2 more. Oh, my daddy, he once told me, son, you be hard-working man. My mama, she once told me, son, you best you can. But then one day I met a man who came to me and said, hard work good and hard work fine, but first take care of health. So now I smoke 2 joints when I get up. In the car I smoke 2 joints. I smoke 2 joints when I play video game, and at every 10,000 points I smoke 2 joints. I smoke 2 joints in time of peace and 2 in time of war. I smoke 2 joints before I smoke 2 joints, and then I smoke 2 more. And said, hard work good and hard work fine, but first take care of head. That's why I smoke 2 joints in the morning. I smoke 2 joints at night. I smoke 2 joints in the afternoon. It makes me feel alright. I smoke 2 joints in time of peace and 2 in time of war. I smoke 2 joints before I smoke 2 joints,
rather smoke 2 joints or would you rather do your homework?
Smoke 2 joints.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Smoke 2 joints. Smoke 2 joints.
That's what I do.
Smoke 2 joints.
That there be the toys with smoke 2 joints. I will have to remember that one for when we get close to 420 again next year. Aye, now let's go with Stephen Wright's grandfather. My grandfather, to be exact. No, not my grandfather. His grandfather, but he called it my grandfather. So, was he talking about my grandfather or his grandfather? But it's just called my grandfather. Well, we'll ponder upon it while we listen.
My grandfather had a special rocking chair built that would lean forward rather than backwards so he could fake interest in any conversation. When I was little on Christmas, he gave me a box of broken glass. Gave my brother a box of Band-Aids. Then he said, now you two share. One time he said, Stephen, how old are you? I said, I'm 5. He said, when I was your age, I was 6. Then he cackled madly and threw a spoon against the window. He was an odd man. He once carved a turkey out of a chicken. His will was an IOU. He told me sometimes when you lose, you really win, like if you were playing musical electric chairs. One time I told him a dream I had, and I said, what do you think that means? And he said, it means you were sleeping. I remember when he died, I was a little boy, and I went to the wake with my aunt, and I was kneeling down at the casket, and I was looking at him inside the casket, and I started thinking about my flashlight. I started thinking about the batteries inside my flashlight. And then I said to my aunt, maybe he's not dead, maybe he's just in the wrong way. So I got off the plane and I forgot to undo my seatbelt, and I'm pulling the plane through the turbine. And the wings are knocking people over. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice. Then I almost broke both my arms trying to hold open a revolving door for someone. Then I tried to hang myself with bungee cord. I kept almost dying. I have a paper cut from writing my suicide note. It's a start.
Crossing the highway late last night, he should have looked left and he should have looked right. He didn't see the station wagon car. The skunk got squashed and there you are. You got your dead skunk in the middle of the road. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Stinking to high heaven. Take a whiff on me, that ain't no rose. Roll up your window and hold your nose. You don't have to look and you don't have to see, 'cause you can feel it in your olfactory. You got your dead skunk in the middle of the road. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Dead skunk in the middle of the road, and it's stinking to high heaven. The blood and the guts, they're gonna make you swoon. You got your dead skunk in the middle. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Stinking to high heaven. Come on, stink. You got it, it's dead. It's in the middle. Dead skunk in the middle. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Stinging the high heaven. All over the road. Technicolor, oh, you got pollution. It's dead. It's in the middle. And it's stinging the high heaven.
It'll be London Wainwright the Third with Dead Skunk in the middle of the road. Aye, 'tis the season to understand that dead skunks happen. So don't have you other dead things in the middle of the road. So be warned, it's easier to be going along in a ship. That way you can just float around them. Now, we be cutting a commercial. We usually start out with a vintage commercial. Then we go to the proper sponsors. They are the ones that help clean up the scents and the smells that happens when you run into a dead octopus out in the sea. Or a dead skunk in the middle of the road when you're just cruising along. Hey, things that happen. Don't be at asking. Now, we'll be cutting the commercial and when we return it shall be, well, it'll be more of whatever it be. But I think it'll be the captain's quarters.
This is the coffee pot at work. Listen to it perk. Look at the coffee as it gets darker and stronger. Smell the honest coffee smell. Ah, smell it. But will this cup of coffee taste as good as it smells? You bet it will, because it's Maxwell House, the coffee that tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House coffee tastes as good as it smells every time. If you like to look at good coffee, listen to good coffee, smell good coffee, and taste good coffee, brew Maxwell House, the coffee that tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House is good to the last drop. It tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House.
Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Maybe you went, maybe you couldn't. Maybe you tried. Maybe you succeeded. Maybe you want to do it again. Maybe this time you want to take a friend and cry out at the top of your lungs. You heard right. The Rocky Horror Picture Show with live action is coming back to the Elmira Drive-In on September 24th. So get your fishnets ready and be sure to get a seat at the front row and catch all the action firsthand. Don't be that person around the water cooler stuck listening to all the crazy stories about what everyone else did that weekend. Be the person telling the stories. Mark your calendars. September 24th at the Elmira Drive-In for the experience of a lifetime.
See you at the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent.
Well, here be an opportunity for us, and that opportunity be to listen to Arlo Guthrie's The Story of Moses. We don't play it very often, it's fun, but it's a tad bit on the long side, but it's still a whole lot of fun. So hang in there and have yourself a grand time with it. And find out how history really unfolded. I'm sure it happened this way, don't you?
This is the oldest song in the world. No, this song is so old. I mean, it might not be the exact oldest song in the world. I mean, there might be songs like from Atlantis or places that ain't around anymore. But I don't know, like any songs from there. But of all the places that's still around, this is the oldest one I know. This song goes all the way back to Egypt, all the way back to the pharaohs, all the way back to the first pharaoh. Not only that, but when he was a kid. Imagine the kid pharaoh, the first one, being there, sitting there in his golden rocking chair, watching the Nile River flow by, the hippos playing in the mud, the giraffes running around, the trees growing, the grass is blowing in the wind, the birds flying in the sky. Everything was wonderful. Everything was beautiful. Everybody thought the Pharaoh was God. They said, that's God Kid Pharaoh. Anything he wants, he gets. But there's certain disadvantage to being God Kid Pharaoh. Like a lot of things was brought to him. I mean, like when his stash come to him, it was already rolled and lit. That's right. He thought he grew like that. Amazing. One day the sun rose blood red. Pharaoh said, what's this? He looked down the Nile River. The Nile River had more water than it could handle, more water than usual. It was coming over the banks, coming over the hippos. Pretty soon it was covering up the giraffes and the trees and the birds was all right, but everything else was getting covered up. Pretty soon it wiped everything away. All them hippos, giraffes, all them animals, folks, people, trees, everything was just wiped away. Brought down river, wherever the river was going. Pharaoh couldn't handle this. He said, man, I can't handle this straight. So he called for his stash and his fiddlers 3. Nobody showed up. He went looking for his own stash. And in the back of the room, he found the biggest pile of stash he could ever imagine. And there in the middle of that pile was all these round things. Pharaoh said, what's all these round things doing in my stash? He figured out that if he had a little strainer, he put some of the stash with them round things in, all he'd have to do was jiggle that strainer a little bit, and pretty soon the stash come falling through, and the round things stay on top. That's what he did. He threw them round things out in the mud and sat back to contemplate. Pretty soon, the warm sun and the heat of that mud was yelling out to them little roots, come out of there, you roots! And them little round things turned into little plants, and little sprouts was coming out the ground. Pharaoh was freaked out. He said, wow, look at that! Little stash plants growing right there in the mud. He said, wait a minute though, I don't know how to pick I can't pick no stash. I'm God. I'm the Pharaoh. He had a few things left over from the flood. He took out his chariot. took some spears, some clubs, some tear gas, mace, stuff like that. Hitched up his horse, went riding around the countryside, rounding up these wandering dudes. He said, "You wandering dudes, you wandering dudes, I'm Pharaoh, I'm God, I'm the kid. You gonna come pick the stash for me?" They said, "Hey man, we don't know about you being God, but you got the spear, so we'll pick the stash." And this is how it went. For generation after generation, wandering dudes picking the stash for the Pharaoh. Pretty soon they was planting everything: lettuce, grapes, tomatoes. One day, a basket come floating down the river. Just a little basket. Just like it had eyes, it was avoiding all the rocks. It seen a princess on the side of the road. She was taking a bath in the river. It pulled right over there, stopped right there in front of her. She said, "Wow, look at that, a basket." She opened up the basket, and inside the basket was the most dynamite, fantastic, unbelievable kid she had ever seen. This kid had eyes that pierced right through her. She said, "Boy, I'm gonna name this kid Moses." And she was right, because that's what his name was. Everybody dug Mose, not just her. I mean, newspapers coming around for an interview with Mose. TV cameras saying, "Smile, Mose, smile." Everybody wanted to see little Mose. Everybody, including the Pharaoh, loved little Mose. He grew up to be a heavy-duty cat. Everybody loved Mose. One day, Mose out in the field with them wandering dudes. He thought he recognized somebody. I mean, he realized he was one of them wandering dudes. He said, "Wow, what am I gonna do about this?" Mose went out to think about it. 40 years later, Mose come back. Mose wasn't quick, but he was right. You know, while Mose was out there, the most extraordinary thing happened to Mose. He was out walking around one day, and all of a sudden he saw a bush burning on the side of the road. He said, "Wow, I better check this out." He walked right over, and the bush said, "Mose, take them shoes off." Mose never heard a bush talk before. He's freaked right out of his gourd. He said, "What's this?" The bush said, "Mose, this is God." Mose freaked out right then and there, said, "What you need, God?" God said, "Mose, I'm gonna send you right back to Egypt land. I want you to tell that Pharaoh to let my wandering dudes go out in the desert." Mose said, "I don't know about that, man. I mean, anything but that. Send somebody else, you know what I'm saying?" God said, "Mose, I'm sending you." Mose said, "All right." Moses walked back there, walked right up to Pharaoh, said, "Pharaoh, I was walking down the road one day, seen a burning bush on the side of the road. I walked right up, and this is what it told me to tell you. Let these wandering dudes split." Pharaoh said, "Hey, come on, Moses. I mean, what were you doing out there in the desert? You know what I'm saying? Anything but a burning bush, man." Moses said, "Hey, that's the truth." Pharaoh said, "Hey, I don't care if it's the truth or not, but these guys gotta stay here, help me pick my stash. How can I keep my stash rolling in? How am I gonna keep happy in my life with all these wandering dudes gone? I can't pick that stash myself." Later that night, the Pharaoh's taking a bath, and all of a sudden, the bath turned into blood. Pharaoh said, "Wow, look at this. I mean, I knew that stash was good, but there ain't no stash this good." Turned on the shower, same thing. Walked over to the toilet, same thing. Wherever it went, the water had turned to blood. Pharaoh's freaking out. Walked over to Moses, said, "Moses, you know anything about this?" Moses said, "No, I don't, but what's them frogs doing coming down the road?" Pharaoh looked behind him, and sure enough, there's frogs coming all the way down the road. I mean, there's millions of little frogs just walking down the road. Pharaoh freaked out. He said, "Wait a minute, man, what kind of trip is this?" Moses said, "I don't know, man, but what's all your cattle doing dying?" Pharaoh freaked out again. He looked around, every cattle he had was dying. This went on. The Pharaoh's going through all kinds of trips till finally one day, Pharaoh said, Moses, cut this. We gotta do something. Why don't you guys just take them friends of yours, them weirdo wandering types, and just get out of town. You know what I'm saying? Moses said, right. Know exactly what you're saying. But we ain't gonna leave till we get to, we're gonna plunder this joint. Pharaoh said, you gonna what? Moses said, yes, right, man. For millions of years, you've been sitting here generation after generation. We've been planting and you've been smoking. And all we had to eat was some of them seeds. Well, we want to take some of that stash with us. Pharaoh said, what? You mean you want to take my stash? Moses said, that's right. And Moses packed up as much stash as he could take. Why, he took everything: pizza, hot sausage sandwich, Dr. Pepper, root beer, orange juice, and stash. And early that next morning, they start walking across the desert. Walking, you know what that was like with the sun burning down, the wind blowing the sand. This wind just blowing that sand in them poor people's faces. And the desert wasn't like it is now, all packed down after thousands of years of people walking on it. Nobody had walked across it before. They was over their knees in sand, and it was hot, and it was hard going. One cat in the back of the line, his name was Freddie. He opened up his knapsack. He had to have a bite to eat. Couldn't hold out much longer. He reached in for his pizza, hot sausage sandwich, Dr. Pepper, root beer, orange juice, and it wasn't there. Why, he come out with some fantastic conglomeration of stuff he had never seen before. He took it up to Moses. Said, Moses, what is this? Moses said, I don't know, Freddie. Take a bite. Moses wasn't stupid. Freddie took a bite. Pretty soon everybody was opening up their knapsacks. They was all taking bites. Why, it was a new invention that they was munching on. It was the most incredible thing. That stash had melted with some of the flour, some of them Hershey bars, some of them nuts, hot sausage sandwich, and melted all into, baked right in the heat of the sun, and turned into brownies. It was the same hot sun. It was the same hot sun burning them same faces. It was the same wind blowing the same sand in the same eyes and nose and mouth. It was the same desert that was over their knees. It was the same, but they was smiling. Pretty soon they was laughing. Pretty soon they was jumping up and down, they was singing and swinging, they yelling, dancing through the desert with Moses. They were having a wonderful time in the desert, and all of a sudden they pulled up to the edge of the desert, and there on the edge of the desert, there was an ocean. And they said, Moses, what are we gonna do? There's an ocean out there. Moses said, wow, look at that. He looked around, he said, anybody here swim? And they jumped in the water, and they were so stoned out there, gods, they were doing the front stroke, back stroke, side stroke. They were swimming across the ocean with Moses. They was throwing brownies in the air, not a one touched the ground. It was the most amazing thing. All of a sudden, the Pharaoh's army pulls right up to the edge of the same spot. You look out there, and there's Moses and the kiddies swimming across the ocean. They said, my God, what's them weirdo freaks doing? We can't go back to Pharaoh without Moses. We can't go back without them giddies. And we can't go back without the stash. So they jumped in the water and they started swimming. But their badges were so heavy that they started drowning. Moses and the kiddies, they couldn't see over the waves. They didn't know what happened to Pharaoh's army. They just knew they was close behind. And Moses is on the other side. He's hauling people out the water like nobody could imagine. He's taking people in one hand. He's throwing the people, catching the folks that Moses is hauling out the water about 40 yards back. Moses throwing everybody out. He's having a wonderful day. He was a strong dude, Amazing. All of a sudden, there was one chick left in the water. Her name was Mary. Moses reached out his right hand. Poor Mary, she was crying. She's freaking out, thinking that Pharaoh's army is right on her, about to get her, about to stab her, about to bring her back to Pharaoh. But Moses reached down, his kind eyes looked at her. At the same time, he looked at everybody else like only Moses could do. And he thought for a moment. He said, wow, what am I going to write in the Bible? We got stoned and swam across the ocean. He said, wait a minute, there's nobody going to buy that one. So he looked them all in the eye a second time, which only like them Moses' eyes could do. He said, kiddies now, wasn't that wonderful? The way the ocean opened up. And we walked right through. And they said, Moses, that was so beautiful. There's Moses with his right hand. Mary's clutching it. She's coming up out the water. She's freaking and crying. In Moses' left hand, the piano appears on a big rock. And Moses wrote the first song. Moses wrote the first song in the history of the world. And the last. And this is the song that Moses wrote. He looked right down there at that chick. He said, whoa, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. That's exactly what he said. He said, oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. You know the Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Whoa, Mary, don't you weep. They started playing with two hands. She was out the water by then. He had a whole chorus of people singing with him. It went like this. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. The Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. And they all started singing along with Moses. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. You know Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Moses stood on the Red Sea shore, helping people out the water like never been here before. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. He said, oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. You know Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. If I could, I surely would stand on the rock that Moses stood. Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. You know Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Then Moses picked out a little tune like, don't you weep, don't you moan. Whoa, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. You know the Pharaoh's army got drowned in. Whoa, Mary, don't you weep.
Aye. Aye. That's a fun one. Need to hear it more often, but also sometimes you can. Well, it's like adding spice to the food. Speaking of which, I heard the babushka in the kitchen telling jokes to kill the octopus. That ought to tell you what be happening around here. It'd be a thing, terrifyingness. She thinks she's a great comedian. You're not supposed to be able to knock an octopus unconscious or dead with a bad joke. But she, Babushka, the greatest singer in the world, has been known to do such a thing. We return in a few moments with whatever happens to come out of the archives.
Finally, a robot to stop ladies from squeezing Charmin. Don't squeeze Charmin. Don't squeeze Charmin.
Charmin's doubly fluffy, doubly irresistible.
Don't squeeze. Fluffy. Squeeze Charmin. Squeeze Charmin. Squeeze.
Squeezack's right. Charmin made the ordinary way might not get squeezed, but Charmin's doubly fluffy. It's so squeezably soft.
It's doubly irresistible. Don't squeeze Charmin. Don't squeeze Charmin. Don't.
Squatch Den.
Hey, la chinga! Hey, man, look it over here! Oh, wow, man. Oh, is that? Oh, wow, man. Check it out, man. Is that a vinyl store? Totally awesome, man. I haven't seen a vinyl store in a long time, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, everything's gone digital, man. Totally bummer, dude. Hey, man, let's go in. Let's check it out, man. This could be really cool. Hey, yeah, come on, man. Hey, man, this is really awesome. Oh, wow, man. This is far out, man. Look at all the shirts, man. Hey, man, yeah, look at the music. They got vinyl, they got CDs. Hey, man, they even got cassettes. That's gonna go well with my lowrider, man. Yeah, man. Oh. And look at all the shirts, man. There's no tie-dyes, but they're totally awesome, man. Hey, man, yeah, they're all band shirts. New band shirts. Hey, we need some new band shirts, man. Oh, our stuff is old, man. Man, you're totally right, man. Oh, this stuff's all like from 2000 on up. Man, these is totally. I never even heard of some of these bands, but they look awesome, man. Hey, they're playing them in the background here, man. They are awesome. And check it out, man. They do photography. We got some pictures we can do. Hey, man, we can show them some pictures. Yeah, man.
My name is Ash. I'm the owner of the Squatch Den, located at 2082 College Avenue in Elmira Heights, New York, right across from Edison High, and we are open daily, Monday through Sunday, 12 to 6.
Squatch Den.
All music, all the time.
Well, I just bumped into this particular little goody ditty, or good ditty, or, well, a really great little tune. Rubino's Revenge of the Nerds. If you don't know it, you had a sad life, but you'll know it soon enough, and then your life will all be better.
They laugh at our hair. The girls walk by with their nose in the air. So go
the nerds. So go ahead, put us down. One of these days we'll turn it around. Won't be long, mark my words. Time has come for Revenge of the Nerds. 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 Revenge of the Nerds.
Daddy, Captain!
Molly, me dear, did you be having a good time at camp?
Nope, I had a great time at camp.
Most excellent.
I made some new friends.
Good, good.
And I met this nice boy, too.
Oh,
And he said to me he wanted to go for a ride out in the lake in the moonlight.
and?
And I said that sounded like a great idea.
And?
And while he was out on the lake in the moonlight, I found out that it was a great time to practice firing the cannons from the shoreline on ships out to sea in the moonlight. Did you know the moonlight really changes the way you see things when you take aim to scuttle a ship? Bye!
Bye, me dear. That's me girl.
Creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together rookie, the Adam family. Their house is a museum when people come to see them. They really are as we the Adam family. Neat, sweet, petite. Sukarno, witch, shalom. A broom that you can crawl on. We're gonna play a call on the Adam family. They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together rookie, the Adam family. Their house is a museum when people come to see them. They really are as great the Adam family.
That there be Leo Marchioli with his own version of the Addams Family. Just a little sampling of what be coming our way sooner than later, for Halloween be not far from here, and we are getting ourselves a little excited and a little revved up. I might throw a Halloween song in or two. We had some Christmassy stuff, but that really can wait. But Halloween, oh, that's a whole nother ball of wax. Let us be jumping straight into Napoleon the 14th. They're coming to take me away. Ha ha.
Remember when you ran away and I got on my knees and begged you not to leave because I go berserk? Well, you left me anyhow, and then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha! You thought it was a joke, and so you laughed. You laughed when I had said that losing you would make me flip my lid. Right? You know you laughed. I heard you laugh. You laughed and laughed, and then you left. But now you know I'm utterly mad. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. I cooked your food, I cleaned your house, and this is how you pay me back for all my kind, unselfish, loving deeds. Ha? Well, you just wait. They'll find you yet, and when they do, they'll put you in the ASPCA, you mangy mutt. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm, where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. To the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see them.
We be cutting the commercial, and don't be forgetting the witching hour becoming sweet at us right after the final party. 323.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is a must for all of you. If you don't go and see it, I shall personally come around to your houses and drag you out by the scruff of the neck. I shall belt you around the mouth and mouth you around the belt. Do you understand what I'm saying? See the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Rated R. Under 17. Not admitted without parent.
Let's be a stopping into BC's restaurant and see what Mike be a cooking up.
But I brought us some raw squid and salami sandwiches so we could his picnic.
Oh, that's nice. But I wanted to treat you to a nice meal.
I'll save these for later.
Aye, let's be fetching in.
Oh, this is nice.
Aye, that'd be. And it looks like an old-fashioned diner at that.
And looks at this menu. It looks so good. They got the wings, the subs and salads. I think I get a BC big plate. Let's see, it comes with the cheeseburger, the hot dog, the fries, the cheese sauce, the meat sauce, and the coleslaw. Better mix that too. What are you having, my little pumpernickel?
I think I'll be having a double dog special. Oh, goody. It'd be a coming with chips and a drink too. Ha ha ha.
BC's Restaurant, 238 Oakwood Avenue, Elmira Heights. They have indoor, outdoor, and takeout available. 607-735-2166. And they're open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday. You're listening to 1410 WELM Elmira and 106.5 FM The Pirate.
Welcome back to the second hour of me show, me boy. And boy, oh boy, have we got some splendiferous bits and baubles right in store for ye. For example, the final 40. It'd be extremicated right from the request sent to us via the mail of...
That's email, you dolt.
That's what me be saying.
They can also call us at 323-HEAVE-HO.
I'd like to heave-ho you.
But was that my little pumpernickel?
Nothing, my dear. You old sea hag.
Well, here, let me help you get this show going again.
Abash, you old bat. Heave-ho!
Heave-ho! Heave-ho! Johnny! Johnny!
We're all doomed. Oh, that's better.
See? I made it so better. I'm going to see about that dinner and work on my suntan.
Me's not even hungry, and it's be night time out, you crazy old bat. And don't slam the door. Well, one of the funny things, or not so funny things, is how people get offended at comedy. And they say that ain't funny. Well, George Carlin did it best when he once said, there are two knobs on a radio. One changes the channel, the other be turning it off. And with this world, we have the opportunity to tune into many, many other channels. And if you don't like the comedy that you're hearing, just simply change the channel. And yet, within the last few weeks, we've seen person after person being yelled at, persecuted, just plain attacked for not saying the comedy they want. From Dave Chappelle to some lady, I remember her name, who put out a simple joke that went viral. And people got offended because, well, they just want to be offended. So here be my comment. Get over yourselves. If you don't like it, do as George Carlin says. Change the channel or turn it off. If you're not offended by what we have here, don't worry, you will be. I guarantee all people will find offense here, and all people will find laughter. You just got to wait for your turn on the wheel. And with that, it's Carlos Mencina with We Can't Laugh at Anything Anymore.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Merci beaucoup, seriously. And thank you for knowing a little bit about geography. Thank you for understanding that there are other countries south of the Mexican border that exist. People, I grew up in Los Angeles, right? My mom's from Mexico, my dad's from Central America, all right? I was born in Central America too, Nebraska. Okay, some of you are laughing. Look at the rest of you. Je ne comprends pas, monsieur. Quietito, quietito. All right, so like I travel, right? And it like sucks traveling in America. Of course, wherever I go, especially like, let's say, anywhere in Texas. It doesn't matter what I tell people, I'm Mexican. Your name is Carlos, you're a Mexican. You know what I mean? No, I go, hey, I thought you were funny, man. Where'd you say you were born? I could say anything. Paraguay, Uruguay, Ecuador, Bolivia, Argentina, Colombia, Nicaragua, Honduras. This guy will look at me right in the face and go, what part of Mexico is that? Is that near Cancun or something, boy? Come on, you can tell me. God, I just wish I was like white. White people, wherever you go, you're white. Even in Canada, you're white. How cool is that? You know, you come here, you're white, you go to LA, you're white, you go to Houston, you're white, you go to Denver, you're white, Chicago, you're white, Miami, you're still white. I go to Miami, I'm not Mexican anymore. No, I'm Cuban. I came here, they thought I was an Eskimo. What the hell was that? That's not even Spanish. What the hell? What's wrong? Do I look like I fish out of a hole? What's wrong with you people? But see here, you're able to laugh. That's beautiful, man. Not in America. You know the greatest thing I saw here in Montreal? I saw a guy on Saint-Denis trip and fall. And he laughed at himself while I was laughing at him. That was so beautiful. You can't do that in America. You start laughing, people are looking at you like, I can't believe you're laughing at him. Even the guy's like, what are you laughing at? I'm laughing at your dumb. That's what I'm laughing at. Everybody saw the crack on the floor. Even the retarded guy went, oh my God, it's a crack. And he walked around the crack. The guy in the wheelchair went, oh, I gotta roll my around the crack. Even the blind guy went, oh my God, what's that? A crack. But you, Mr. Intelligent, we can't laugh at anybody. You've heard the stories. Tiger Woods gets offended because Fuzzy Zeller makes a joke about black people liking fried chicken. Oh my God, Carlos, I was offended and I am Tiger Woods. Well, you're a little that's what you are. Making $40 million a year and getting offended at a joke? White people, give Carlos $40 million a year. There ain't jack you could say to piss me off. Even in Canadian money, I'd still be happy. You could walk up to me and say, you're a spig. You forgot rich. But why did he say that black people like fried chicken, Carlos? Because they do! So they invited me to go eat poutine, which I hear is a really good food, but poutine, the word itself in Spanish means young gay man. So you could imagine my shock when some guy said, let's go eat a poutine. Hey, wait a minute, man, I'm not Ricky Martin, bro. But we move on and we have fun. See, that's why you guys don't have school shootings like we do. Because you're able to laugh at yourself. Read, haha, once a year, let's get it out. Not in America, we don't even hit our kids. You heard it earlier, we can't even touch our kids. And you know why? Because parents are scared of their kids. Carlos, you can't hit your kids, man, because if you do, you know what happens? They can call the police on you. Kids call the police on their parents because parents suck today because their kids aren't afraid of them. I was afraid of my mother. You know why? Because I tried to do the same thing when I was a kid. My mom was from Mexico. She wasn't putting up with this. I'm like, Mom, they told me in school that I could call the police on you. And if you hit me, it's child abuse and the police is going to take you away. She pulled out the phone and went, go ahead and call the police. But before you do, you better call the ambulance and tell them there's a little dead Mexican kid in my house. Go ahead. Why are you crying, Carlos? I was only kidding. Little kids building bombs in their houses and the parents don't know. Why? Because now, Carlos, we need to give kids their own space. That's their, kids get their own parents. Now, what are you doing in there, Jimmy? You can't come in here, Dad. We discussed this before. This is my space, Father. Leave me alone. And their parents are like, okay, but don't build any bombs or anything. I could imagine me saying that to my dad, Juan Pablo Mencia. Carlos, what are you doing? Hey, papi, you can't come in here. This is my space. And when the hell did you pay rent in this house, little maricon? Get your ass out. Come here, come here, come here. You see the grass? That's your space, you little go cut it. I'm sorry, man, because I don't feel sorry for people like most people do. Everybody feels sorry for everybody else. I think you're where you're at because that's where you want to be. That's my theory on life. No, but you don't understand. People in Oklahoma get hit by tornadoes every year. Every year, the same thing. Hey, we got hit by a tornado again. What are you gonna do to help? I'm gonna tell you to move, you retard. That's how I'm gonna help you. Get your white, tired, inbred and move. These people live in Tornado Alley. That's the name of where, how could you, I would never live in Rape-a-Spick Lane. Something bad might happen to me. 2 weeks after I move in, stop, cut it out, come on, man. You read the sign. Every year, every 12 years in a row, same thing. What are you gonna do this year? You've been hit by a tornado 12 years in a row. Hell, I'm gonna stay and rebuild. Cause I was born here. And you're looking at the TVs thinking, gee, if you could only feel my brain. Feel me, feel me. You gotta move. It's not even that hard. How difficult is it for you to relocate, Bubba? Your house has wheels. Merci beaucoup, Montréal. Bonne nuit.
It's time to let your babies grow up to be cowboys. It's ship. You can eat a bunch of sushi, then forget to leave a tip. Dare to be stupid. Come on and dare to be stupid. It's so easy to do. Dare to be stupid. We're all waiting for you. Let's go. It's time to make a mountain out of a molehill. So can I have a volunteer? There's no more time for crying over spilled milk. Now it's time for crying in your beer. Settle down, raise a family, join the PTA. Buy some sensible shoes and a Chevrolet. Then party till you're broke and they drag you away. It's okay, you can dare to be stupid. It's like spitting on a fish. It's like barking up a tree. It's like I said, you gotta buy one if you wanna get one free. Dare to be stupid. Yes. Why don't you dare to be stupid? It's so easy to do. We're all waiting for you. Dare to be stupid. Burn your candle at both ends. Look a gift horse in the mouth. Mashed potatoes can be your friends. You can be a coffee achiever. You can sit around the house and watch Leave It to Beaver. The future's up to you, so what you gonna do? Dare to be stupid, dare to be stupid. What did I say? Dare to be stupid. Tell me what did I say? Dare to be stupid. It's alright. Dare to be stupid. We can be stupid all night. Dare to be stupid. Come on, join the crowd. Dare to be stupid. Shout it out loud. Dare to be stupid. I can't hear you. Dare to be stupid. Okay, I can hear you now. Dare to be stupid. Let's go. Dare to be stupid. 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 Dare to be stupid.
That there be Weird Al Yankovic would dare to be stupid. Aye, that's what it's all about, being a pirate. Raising the flag, thumbing your nose at the world, and being dare to be stupid. Or, in other ways, learning to laugh again. Aye, that's our motto here. Learn to laugh again. And if you don't know how to laugh, we'll help teach you. Now, let's us go to the Arrogant Worms with the last Saskatchewan pirate. Frustration does many a strange thing to a person. Sometimes it's creative, sometimes not. But we like to think of it in a creative fashion.
I used to be a farmer and I made a living fine. I had a little stretch of land along the CP line. But times went by and though I tried, the money wasn't there. And bankers came and took my land and told me fair is fair. I looked for every kind of job, the answer always no. Hire you now, they'd always laugh, we just let 20 go. The government, they promised me a measly little sum. But I've got too much pride to end up just another bum. Then I thought, who gives a damn if all the jobs are gone? I'm gonna be a pirate on the river Saskatchewan. 'Cause it's a heave-ho, hi-ho, coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. It's a ho, hey, hi, hey, farmers bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. Arr. Well, you'd think the local farmers would know that I'm at large, but just the other day I found an unprotected barge. I snuck up right behind them and they were none the wiser. I rammed their ship and sank it and I stole their fertilizer. A bridge outside of Moose Jaw spans a mighty river. Farmers cross in so much fear their stomachs are a-quiver, 'cause they know that Tractor Jack is hiding in the bay. I'll jump the bridge and knock 'em cold and sail off with their hay. 'Cause it's a heave-ho, hi-ho, coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. It's a ho, hey, hi, hey, farmers bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. Arr. Well, Mountie Bob, he chased me, he was always at my throat. He'd follow on the shoreline, but he didn't own a boat. But cutbacks were a-comin', so the Mountie lost his job. So now he's sailing with me and we call him Salty Bob. A swinging sword, a skull and bones and pleasant company. I never pay my income tax and screw the GST.
Screw it!
It's Albert down to Saskatoon, the terror of the sea. If you wanna reach the co-op, boy, you gotta get by me. 'Cause it's a heave-ho, hi-ho, coming down the plains,
stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains.
It's a ho, hey, hi,
Hey, farmers, party yours when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores.
Arr, matey. Get it? Matey?
Oh, hey, that's really funny. You know, like Louis Riel?
Well, pirate life's appealing, but you don't just find it here. I've heard that in Alberta, there's a band of buccaneers. They roam the Athabasca from Smith to Fort McKay, and you're gonna lose your Stetson if you have to pass their way. Well, winter is a-comin' and a chill is in the breeze. My pirate days are over once the river starts to freeze. I'll be back in springtime, but now I have to go. I hear there's lots of plundering down in New Mexico. 'Cause it's a heave-ho, hi-ho,
coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains.
It's a ho, hey, hi,
Hey, farmers, party yours when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores.
It's a heave-ho, hi-ho,
coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains.
It's a ho, hey, hi,
Hey, farmers, bar your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. When you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores.
Piracy comes in many forms. We'll be cutting the commercial right about now, and when we return, it shall be the final 40. So get them our requests in. 323 heave-ho. That'd be 323-432-8346. Don't be forgetting you can also go to the Book of Face, where the Captain's Quarters 106.5. That'd be right. The Book of Face. And type in the Captain's Quarters 106.5. We got the group, we have the page, and you can also email us through that and more message us or just plain interact with us and let us know what you be wanting to hear. And that is how we go about commandeering music from everywhere. I almost had a rhymey dar. I almost had.
Now, for every kid who has ever seen a science fiction movie, thrilled to the amazing strength of an out-of-this-world movie monster, comes Great Garloo by Marx. Garloo the Mighty. Garloo the Untamed. Garloo the Terrible. Who can stop him? Who can control this monstrous creature? You can, kids, because Great Garloo by Marx is yours to command. With these battery-operated controls, you can make Garloo go, stop, bend, pick up, turn. Yes, Great Garloo, almost 2 feet tall, will be your faithful servant. You name it, you're the boss. Bring out-of-this-world excitement into your house, kids. Own the most fantastic toy of all. Great Garloo by Marx.
M-A-R-X spells Marx, world's largest toy maker.
When last we left our courageous duo, they were off on a shopping foray, seeking out injustice.
Oh, goody, Sidekick! You're here! Right where I left you! The latest Beetle Bailey came in for me, and great Scott! What den of dastardly villainy has just popped up and now lays just beneath our very noses?
What? Where?
Right there! That duplicitous den of demagoguery, and it must be writhing with evil. For to hide that very reality, the villains made it bright pink, with really cute cupcakes painted on it too!
Do you mean Bee Sweets? The sweetest place in town? They've been there for months. I go there all the time while I wait for you, because you won't let me in the Heroes.
We'll need to figure out how to sneak in there and discover what depths their nefarious plans have coalesced to. We may need disguises.
We don't need to break in. We can just walk right in through the front door. They're open Tuesday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're not evil, not at all. Make any kind of artistic cake you can think of, and they taste great. Make all kinds of incredible pastries, too. And the macarons are always changing and beautiful as well as delicious. You can even find the flavors of the day by going to their Facebook page at Bee Sweets.
Bee Sweets, huh? A strange name for a villainous hideout? Come, Sidekick, let us go forth and further investigate this domicile of pinkness.
Tune in next time as our cake adventurers find themselves trapped with nowhere to run and are forced to decide between delicious macarons or delectable cupcakes, or face the wrath of the bakery delights from which no man can resist.
Bee Sweets. It's the pink building located at 121 West 14th Street in the Elmira Heights, directly across from Heroes Comics. They're not evil, not at all.
Aye, as we continue to look out into the ocean blue, and above and below, and somewhat into land, we still look for a tuba player. That be right. The captain's quarters is looking for a tuba player. We need to get a selection of music transposed. So if you be knowing a tuba player, someone who knows how to blat it out, or a sousaphone player, let them give us a call on 323-HEAVE-HO. Give them a call at 323-HEAVE-HO, or right through the Book of Face, the Captain's Quarters 106.5, for we need their assistance. Without further ado, let us go straight to the phone lines.
Hi, Captain. I would like to hear Tim Hawkins, the Snuggie. Have a good night.
We've lost our minds as Americans. There's so many signs, people. There's so many signs. The Snuggie. Really, the Snuggie. Really, that's what it's come to. Really. At some point, somebody was like, yeah, I want to be warm and look like a Tibetan monk at the same time. Is there a garment? So I'm trying to work a book and a quilt at the same time. I just can't pull it off. I love the commercials. So Snuggie, it's a quilt with sleeves. Used to call that a sweatshirt. What's the big deal? You know Jesus is coming back because of the Snuggie. You know that, right? Right? He's got to be looking down. Oh, Daddy, please. Let me go get him. Just let me go get him, please. I know it's ridiculous. It's a bathrobe the wrong way. I don't know. What are we going to... I thought the clapper was bad. Please, let me go. What other proof do we need? The world has to end. The Snuggie, the clapper, the Jonas Brothers. What other proof do we need that this world... Justin Bieber, for crying out loud. What is that? Justin Bieber. That's just Donny Osmond reincarnated. That's all that is. We've lost our minds. Have you seen Coors Light? Coors Light has a beer can that turns blue when the beer is cold enough to drink. Y'all, if you are so drunk, you can't trust the nerve endings in your fingertips. Maybe you should call it a night. That's all I'm saying. Just if you're having trouble, you're like, oh. I don't know if it's ready. Hey! The can said yes. Yeah. I needed a second opinion.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
In the morning, laughing happy fish heads. In the evening, floating in the soup.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
Ask a fish head anything you want to. They won't answer, they can't talk.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
I took a fish head out to see a movie. Didn't have to pay to get it in.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
They can't play baseball, they don't wear sweaters. They're not good dancers.
They don't play drums.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
Roly-poly fish heads are never seen drinking cappuccino in Italian restaurants with Oriental women.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them
There be barns and barns with fish heads. Now, you may be saying, but we heard that just quite recently. Aye, this here be the final 40. You hear something you want to hear again, just call it in or write us through the message thingies, or the emails, or the snail mails, or get us some kind of an understanding of what it is you'll be wanting to hear. That's the whole point of the final 40. We hand it all over to ye, and ye decide where to be headed, and that be fish heads at that moment. Let us go right to the phone lines and see what be requested this time.
Hey, it's a Sunday night. You know what that means. Me and my paisanos, we are listening to the captain's quarters. If you're not listening to the captain's quarters, you shatter your face. So that's what I want to hear. Either listen to the captain's quarters or shatter your face. What's the matter you, eh?
Hello, I'm Giuseppe. I got something special for you. Ready? Uno, due, tre, quattro. When I was a boy, just about the 8th grade, Mama used to say, don't stay out late with the bad boys. Always shoot the pool. Giuseppe going to flunk a school. Boy, it make me sick. All the thing I gotta do. I can't get no kicks. I always got to follow rules. Boy, it make me sick just to make the lousy bucks. Got to feel like a fool. And the mama used to say all the time, what's the matter you? Hey, gotta no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Ah, shut up your face. That's my mom, I can remember. Big accordion solo. Play that thing. Really nice, really nice. But soon there come a day, gonna be a big star. Then they make a TV shows and the movies. Get myself a new car, but still I be myself. I don't want it to change a thing. Still a dance and a sing. I think about the mama, she used to say, what's the matter you? Hey, God, no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Ah, shut up your face. Mama, she said it all of the time. What's the matter you? Hey, God, no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Ah, shut up your face. That's my mom. Hello, everybody. That's out there on the radio and the TV land. Did you know I had a big hit the song in Italy with this? Shut up your face. I sing this song, all of my fans applaud, they clap their hands. But they're making me feel so good. You ought to learn this song, it's real simple. See, I sing, what's the matter you? You sing, hey. Then I sing the rest. And then at the end, we can all sing, ah, shut up your face. Okay, let's try it, really. Uno, due, tre, quattro. What's the matter you? Hey, God, no respect. Hey, what do you think you do? Hey, why you look so sad? Hey, it's not so bad. Hey, it's a nicer place. Ah, shut up your face. That's great. We're gonna do the better this time. I bet. Hey, what's the matter you? Hey, God, no respect. Hey, what do you think you do? Hey, why you look so sad? Hey, it's not so bad. Hey, it's a nicer place. Ah, shut up your face. Okay, one time for mama, everybody. What's the matter you? Hey, God, no respect. Hey, what do you think you do? Hey, why you look so sad? Hey, it's not so bad. Hey, it's a nicer place. Ah, shut up with your face.
When the Führer says, wie ist der Master Race? Wie Heil, Heil, right in the Führer's face. Not to love the Führer is a great disgrace. So we Heil, Heil, right in the Führer's face. When Herr Goebbels says we own the world in space, we Heil, Heil, right in Herr Goebbels' face. When Herr Goering says they'll never bomb this place, we Heil, Heil, right in Herr Goering's face. Are we not the Superman? Are you pure Superman? Yeah, we is the Superman. Super duper Superman. Is this Nazi land so good? Would you leave it if you could? Yeah, this Nazi land is good. We would leave it if we could. We bring the world new order. I'll hit this world new order. Everyone a foreign race. We love the Führer's face when we bring to the world disorder. When the Führer says we is the master race, we Heil, Heil, right in the Führer's face. Not to love the Führer is the greatest grace, so we Heil, Heil, right in the Führer's face. When the Führer says, we is the master race, we Heil, Heil, right in the Führer's face. Not to love the Führer, he's the greatest grace, so we Heil, Heil, right in the Führer's face.
That Herbie Spike Jones and his city slickers with the Führer's face. Oh yes. Now from the Mail of E. From the Mail of E we have Monty Python's Cheese Shop. I do believe I might go get myself a nibbly of cheese while this plays. I happen to know where there be some stored away.
Good morning. Morning, sir. Welcome to the National Cheese Emporium.
Ah, thank you, my good man.
What can I do for you, sir?
Well, I was sitting in the public library in Thurman Street just now, skimming through Rogue Herries by Hugh Walpole, and I suddenly came over all peckish.
Peckish, sir?
Esurient.
Eh?
Yeah, we're all hungry, like.
Ah, hungry.
In a nutshell. And I thought to myself, a little fermented curd will do the trick. So I curtailed my wall-polling activities, sallied forth and infiltrated your place of purveyance to negotiate the vending of some cheesy comestibles.
Come again?
I want to buy some cheese.
Oh, I thought you were complaining about the bouzouki player.
Oh, heaven forbid, I am one who delights in all manifestations of the Terpsichorean muse.
Sorry?
Ooh, like a nice tune, you're forced to.
So he can go on playing, can he?
Most certainly. Now then, some cheese, please, my good man.
Certainly, sir. What would you like?
Well, how about a little Red Leicester?
I'm afraid we're fresh out of Red Leicester, sir.
Oh, never mind. How are you on Tilsit?
I'm afraid we never have that at the end of the week, so get it fresh on Monday.
No matter. Well, stout yeoman, 4 ounces of Caerphilly, if you please.
Ah, it's been on order, sir, for 2 weeks. Was expecting it this morning.
On my lucky day, is it? Bel Paese?
Sorry, sir.
Red Windsor?
Normally say yes. Today the van broke down.
Ah. Stilton?
Sorry.
Emmental? Gruyere?
Nope.
Any Norwegian Jarlsberger, perchance?
Nope.
Liptar?
Nope.
Lancashire?
Nope.
White Stilton?
Nope.
Danish Brew?
Nope.
Double Gloucester?
Nope.
Cheshire?
Nope.
Dorset Blue Vinny?
Nope.
Brie, Roquefort, Pont l'Evêque, Port Salut, Savoyard, Saint-Paulin, Carré de l'Est, Brest Bleu, Boursin?
Nope.
Camembert, perhaps?
Ah, we have Camembert, yes, sir.
You do? Excellent.
Yes, sir. It's a bit runny.
Oh, I like it runny.
Well, it's very runny, actually.
No matter. Fetch hither le fromage de la Belle France.
I think it's a bit runnier than you like it, sir.
I don't care how fucking runny it is. Hand it over with all speed.
Oh!
What now?
The cat's eaten it. Has it? She, sir.
Gouda?
No.
Edam?
No.
Caithness?
No.
Smoked Austrian?
No.
Japanese Sage Derby?
No, sir.
You do have some cheese, do you?
Of course, sir. It's a cheese shop, sir. You got...
No, don't tell me. I'm keen to guess.
Fair enough.
Wensleydale?
Yes?
Ah, well, I'll have some of that.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me, sir. Mr. Wensleydale, that's my name.
Greek feta?
Not as such.
Gorgonzola? Parmesan? Mozzarella? Pepper creamer? Danish bimbo? Czech sheep's milk? Venezuelan beaver cheese?
Not today, sir, no.
How about cheddar?
Well, we don't get much corporate round here, sir.
Not much. It's the single most popular cheese in the world.
Round here, sir.
And what is the most popular cheese round here?
Ilchester, sir.
Is it?
Oh, yes, sir. It's staggeringly popular in this manor square.
Is it?
It's our #1 bestseller, sir.
I see. Ilchester, eh?
Right, sir.
All right. Okay. Have you got any? He asked, expecting the answer no.
I'll have a look, sir.
It's not much of a cheese shop, is it?
Finest in the district, sir.
Explain the logic underlying that conclusion, Joe.
Well, it's so clean, sir.
It's certainly uncontaminated by cheese.
You haven't asked me about Limburger, sir.
Is it worth it? Have you shut that bloody bazooki up?
Told you, sir.
Have you got any Limburger?
No.
That figures. Predictable, really, I suppose. It was an act of purest optimism to oppose the question in the first place. Tell me.
Yes, sir?
Have you, in fact, got any cheese here at all?
Yes, sir.
Really?
No, not really, sir.
You haven't?
No, sir, not a scrap. I was deliberately wasting your time, sir.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to shoot you.
Righto, sir.
What a senseless waste of human life.
Who is it?
It's me, Dave. Open up, man. I got the stuff.
Who is it?
It's me, Dave, man. Open up. I got the stuff.
Who?
It's Dave, man. Open up. I think the cops saw me come in here.
Who is it?
It's Dave, man. Will you open up? I got the stuff with me.
Who?
Dave, man. Open up.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave. Come on, man. Open up. I think the cops saw me.
Dave's not here.
No, man. I'm Dave, man. Hey, come on, man.
Who is it?
It's Dave, man. Will you open up? I got the stuff with
Who?
me. Dave, man. Open up.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave.
Dave's not here.
No, man. I am Dave, man. Will you... Come on. Open up the door, will you? I got the stuff with me. I think the cops saw me.
Who is it?
Oh, what the hell is it? Go, man, open up the door. It's Dave.
Who?
Dave. D-A-V-E. Will you open up the goddamn
Dave?
door? Yeah, Dave.
Dave?
Right, man. Dave. Now, will you open up the door?
Dave's not here.
Oh.
There be Cheech and Chong's infamous Dave's not here. I was truly saddened when I was talking to our feller how the ages of 35 or less, and he didn't even know this particular sketch. I said, how could you go through your life without knowing it? And I played it for him, and he realized his entire life had been a little darker and a little less pleasant than it could have been if only he'd known that sketch. And that's the importance of the captain's quarters. You must get your friends to listen, because without it they are losing enlightenment and they are letting themselves be pulled into the darkness of boredom. Aye, that is true. They don't even know it, but you do. So help them by some... I don't want to say tie them down, because that wouldn't be right. But maybe get a loud stereo and let everyone hear the captain's quarters from here to there. They all should be knowing what the captain's quarter is and what greatness it could bring to their lives. We'll be cutting the commercial. We'll be back momentarily with the second half of the Final 40.
You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant. Walk right in, it's around the back, just a half a mile from the railroad track. You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant.
Squatchden.
Hey, la chinga! Hey, man, look it over here. Oh, wow, man. Oh, is that... Oh, wow, man. Check it out, man. Is that a vinyl store? Totally awesome, man. I haven't seen a vinyl store in a long time, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, everything's gone digital, man. Totally bummer, dude.
Hey, man, let's go in. Let's check it out, man. This could be really cool.
Hey, yeah, come on, man.
Hey, man, this is really awesome.
Oh, wow, man. This is far out, man. Look at all the shirts, man.
Hey, man, yeah, look at the music. They got vinyl, they got CDs. Hey, man, they even got cassettes. That's gonna go well with my lowrider, man.
Yeah, man. Oh. And look at all the shirts, man. Ain't no tie-dyes, but they're totally awesome, man.
Hey, man, yeah, they're all band shirts. New band shirts. Hey, we need some new band shirts, man. All our stuff is old, man.
Man, you're totally right, man. Oh, this stuff's all like from 2000 on up. Man, these is totally... I never even heard of some of these bands, but they look awesome, man.
Hey, they're playing them in the background here, man. They are awesome.
And check it out, man. They do photography. We got some pictures we can do.
Hey, man, we can show them some pictures.
Yeah, man.
My name is Ash. I'm the owner of the Squatch Den, located at 2082 College Avenue in Elmira Heights, New York, right across from Edison High, and we are open daily, Monday through Sunday, 12 to 6.
Squatch Den.
All music, all the time.
Aye, you never be knowing what be happening when you turn the show over to those who aren't professional pirates. That's CBS saying. So we hand it over to ye, and that's what happens during the final party. So let's go to the phone lines and see what we shall discover there.
Wah, 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 wah. So what my teacher is trying to say is we'd like to hear Snoopy the dog. Good grief. Wah, 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 wah. Yes, teacher. Wah, wah, wah. Good grief.
Good grief.
Trekking across the universe. On the Starship Enterprise, under Captain Kirk. Star trekking across the universe. Slowly going forward, 'cause we can't find reverse.
life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it. Not as we know it. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it, Captain.
Yeah, Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow.
Star trekking across the universe.
On the Starship Enterprise under Captain Kirk.
Star trekking across the universe.
Only going forward, still can't find reverse.
It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead.
It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it. Not as we know it. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it, Captain.
Yeah, Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, Jim.
Starship Captain James G. Kirk.
Ah, we come in peace, shoot to kill, shoot to kill, shoot to kill. We come in peace, shoot to kill, men.
It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead.
Well, it's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it. Not as we know it. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it, Captain.
There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. There's Klingons on the starboard bow. Scrape them off, Jim.
Star trekking across the universe.
On the Starship Enterprise under Captain Kirk.
Star trekking across the universe.
Only going forward and things are getting worse.
It's just
You cannot change the laws of physics. Laws of physics. Laws of physics. Cannot change the laws of physics. Laws of physics, Jim.
Oh, we come in peace, shoot to kill, shoot to kill, shoot to kill. We come in peace, shoot to kill. Scotty, beam me up.
It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead.
Well, it's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it. Not as we know it. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it, Captain.
There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow.
You cannot change the script, Jim. I'll see you, Jimmy.
It's worse than that. It's physics, Jim.
Bridge to engine room, warp factor 9.
If I give it any more, she'll blow.
That there be requested on the mails of he who is star trekking from the farm, or the firm giving us star trekking. Now let us go right over to Kippadada's wet dream in the Gulf Stream.
It was April the 41st. Being a quadruple leap year, I was driving in downtown Atlantis. My Barracuda was in the shop, so I was in a rented Stingray, and it was overheating. So I pulled into a Shell station. They said I'd blown a seal. I said, fix the damn thing and leave my private life out of it, okay, pal? While they were doing that, I walked over to a place called the Oyster Bar, a real dive. But I knew the owner. He used to play for the Dolphins. I said, hi, Gil! You have to yell, he's hard of hearing. Gil was also down on his luck. Fact is, he was barely keeping his head below water. I bellied up to the sandbar. He poured me the usual. Rusty snail, hold the grunion, shaken, not stirred. With a peanut butter and jellyfish sandwich on the side. Heavy on the Mako. I slipped him a fin. On porpoise. I was feeling good. I even dropped a sand dollar in the box for Jerry's squids. For the halibut. Well, the place was crowded. We were packed in like sardines. They were all there to listen to the big band sounds of Tommy Dorsal. What soul! Tommy was rocking the place with a very popular tuna, Salmon Enchanted Evening, and the stage was surrounded by screaming groupers, probably there to see the bass player. One of them was this cute little yellowtail. And she's giving me the eye. So I figured this is my chance for a little fun. You know, piece of Pisces. But she said things I just couldn't fathom. She was too deep, seemed to be under a lot of pressure. Boy, could she drink. She drank a lot. I said, "What's your sign?" She said, "Aquarium." I said, "Great, let's get tanked." I invited her up to my place for a little midnight bait. I said, "Come on, baby, only take a few minnows." She threw me that same old line. "Not tonight, I got a haddock." And she wasn't kidding either, because in came the biggest, meanest looking haddock I'd ever seen come down the pike. He was covered with muscles. He came over to me and said, "Listen, shrimp, don't you come trolling around here." What a crab. This guy was steamed. I could see the anchor in his eyes. I turned to him, I said, "Baloney. You're just being shellfish." Well, I knew there was going to be trouble, and so did Gil, because he was already on the phone to the cods. The haddock hits me with a sucker punch. I catch him with a left hook. He eels over. It was a fluke, but there he was, lying on the deck, flat as a mackerel. Kelpless. I said, "Forget the cods, Gil. This guy's going to need a sturgeon." Well, the yellowtail was impressed with the way I landed her boyfriend. She came over to me, she said, "Hey, big boy, you're really a game fish. What's your name?" I said, "Marlin." Well, from then on, we had a whale of a time. I took her to dinner. I took her to dance. I bought her a bouquet of flounders. And then I went home with her. And what did I get for my trouble? A case of the clams.
Think I had a wet dream.
I love that song. Love it. Have loved it for a long, long time. Although it seems a bit fishy on how they put it together. I want to be reminding you to go to the Book of Face. And go to the Book of Face. Type in them dark words. The Captain's Quarters 106.5. And there you'll be finding things with the group and the page that you can interact with. Don't be forgetting 323 Heave-Ho. We'll also be having some live appearances once again here before much longer. And that be places like the Chemung County Fair. The Tower Broadcasting has asked the old captain, possibly in disguise, to be showing up there and keeping an eye on things. They think there might be some disreputable characters, and if there weren't, they decided to add some by adding the captain and part of the crew. Stop on by, make a live request, and get a free button, and you'll see what else we can do for ye. So, there be some, let's see, sometime in August, some the 3rd to the 6th, or something along those lines. If I ain't there, it ain't me fault. It might be yours for not being there when I be there. Aye, the witching hour will soon be upon us.
All right, Nudnik. I just had great conversation with our daughter. Molly's so beautiful. Oh, by the way, I got another joke. It's a real knee snapper. You'll love it. There is this bum. He come up to me. He tell me he hasn't eaten in 3 days. I turn around. I tell him, force yourself. He asks how I can live with a conscience like that. I say I has clean conscience. It never been used. Ha! I make it funny. I sings now. Well, I love the rainy night. I love the rainy night. I loves to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the skies. You knows it makes me feel good. Well, I love the rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadow, showers wash all my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day 'cause I love the rainy night. I love the rainy night. I love the rainy night. Yes, I love the rainy night. Well, I love the rainy night. I love the rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the skies. You know, it makes me feel good. I love the rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shining, it puts a song in this heart of mine. It puts a smile on my face every time 'cause I love the rainy night. Yes, I love the rainy night. I love the rainy night. I really does. I love a rainy night. Showers wash all my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day 'cause I love the rainy night. Yes, I love
Well, I do believe we've been tortured well enough. Good night.
So just chill till the next episode.